If you're a singer that's ever had the experience of practicing the hell out of vocal exercises, techniques, and drills, but you're not actually getting any better at singing real songs, this video is for you. I'm Keegan from Foundation Vocal Method and author of Research Your Voice, and I've got such a practical solution here for how you can take all of that stuff you've been learning and practicing and turn it into real songs in minutes. You are going to be kicking yourself when you work this out. It's so simple. Now, let me explain why you're not getting any better, right? You're practicing the hell out of vocal exercises, but you're not really getting any better. The exercises are feeling better, you're sounding better at the ma sounds, but you're not actually singing songs any better, and the issues you have in songs remain, regardless of how much practice you do. Now, let's say you've got a little vocal routine. You're doing some trills, you're doing some gugs, you're doing some ma sounds, right? There's 5 or 10 exercises that you're doing, every day or every other day, right? But then when you get to a song, right? So we do our ma exercise here, right? Ma, right? And then we jump across to a real song. You say that I'm low, 'cause I slipped on the floor. And out in the woods with the badgers and the wolves. Right out of the gate, right? What's the sound that I'm actually singing? Ma is what I'm practicing. You say that I'm low. That is not the same vowel that you've been practicing, right? You've been practicing 25% of the sounds that you actually need to sing. There's a whole group of other sounds that you're not practicing. So of course you're not getting better at them, right? You're only getting better at what you practice. Now, the reason for this is that most vocal technique really focuses on the physical side of things, right? They're trying to get you to use the right muscle or find the right sensation or find the right closure, right? Dial the right support in, right? This probably lines up with the experience of what you've been learning, watching YouTube or taking singing lessons, right? But singing is acoustic. It's reflex and acoustic. So it's all about the sounds you're making. You only get better at the sounds that you practice. And if you're not practicing the sounds and the words that you need to sing in the songs, you're obviously not going to get better at singing real songs. Now, over the past couple of videos here on YouTube, the past 2 videos that I've done before this, we've been developing a really simple, streamlined, practical system that any singer can use at any level. If you're not really a musician type, you haven't really sung before, you can use these videos and this system to improve your singing and actually start singing today. You've been singing for 30 years, man, this is going to show you why you've been losing your range and why things are becoming inconsistent. I'm going to do a recap on those steps for you, and then I'm going to share the translate step for you, because that's the most important practical application part of this system. So number 1, pitch is in the back of your head, right? Now, if I'm trying to sing a word like hey, right? And I'm, hey, right? I'm struggling. Like the word is working harder, the more and more, the higher I go, right? Instead of trying to force that to be the word hey, if you just let this go into the back of your head, right where the soft palate is. It's kind of where you yawn up the back. Not down here, but up in the back of your mouth, there's the soft palate which raises, right? Hey, you hear the difference in my voice immediately, right? I'll link you below to the first video of the series. There's some sounds that you practice to get you through that as well and start learning that. This is where your first formant is. Acoustically, this is where pitch actually rings, in the back. It's not the front, it's in the back. Number 2, not all vowels are created equal, right? But we don't necessarily need to do a crazy deep dive into formants and vowels. Basically, if you're losing resonance and things are getting weak, you need to get wider. It's kind of like you've got a pair of French doors and you open the French doors. They're laying on the ground and they open up, right? This is going to happen around about the B, the C, maybe the D for me. But basically, something happens here, right? And I get weak. If I open up that space in the back, kind of spread it and raise it, I'm in the room, right? I've found my space for resonance. Now, once we've reclaimed that resonance, we need to take away the pressure, right? The way you take the pressure away is by narrowing down, right? So we narrow our vowels. So basically, if I take that big wide space, keep the palate up, but I make it more narrow, this then allows me to sing the higher note. So you hear how that top sound sounds really narrow. Again, I'll link you the video down below. That was the second video in the series for really point, shoot, and aim, right? For how we pitch the sound and how we get those vowels right. And now we finally get to the translate stage. Again, you can do a deep dive on vowels, and you probably should do that at some point, but we can keep this so simple and so practical that any singer at any level can apply this in their singing right now. Now, if I'm singing a ma, ma, ma sound, right? Ma, 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 ma. That sound is bright and treble in the back. Every vowel has a bright sound and a dark sound. Again, let's just keep it real simple. And that's most likely what you've been practicing, predominantly in the sounds. Conventionally, these are the sounds which make up most vocal techniques and most exercises that you do, right? But 75% of the sounds that you're actually going to be singing in contemporary singing, and I'm talking about anything in the last 100 years, where words are actually more important rather than character, you're actually going to be singing vowels which are bright and pingy and treble in the front, right? So if I take an E or an A sound, right? It doesn't really matter where you do this, right? That's bright in the front, right? You feel that treble sound in the back. If I take that A, like hey, and I'd open it up to lateral, like la, last, if you've got an American accent, unlike mine. A, ah. That rings in the back. A rings in the front, at rings in the back, right? But you've just been practicing every single sound with that resonance in the same spot, right? So when you're singing a song, all you need to work out is whether it's bright in the front or bright in the back, right? Again, you can do a deeper dive on the vowels, but right now with this practical system that we're developing together, sing in the back of the head, either spread it or narrow it, and then all we need to do, as well as using the CT muscle to pitch the sound correctly, all we need to do is work out whether it's bright in the front or bright in the back. If you ever had the experience of going higher in your range, and say I use my example there of singing hey, right? And it turns into the wrong vowel. Hey, ah! And you kind of hit the pitch, but it's the wrong fucking sound. This is because you've turned a front vowel into a back vowel. You haven't practiced the right sound there, right? And then when you're singing the songs, you say that I'm low, 'cause I slipped on the floor. And down in the woods with the badgers and the wolves. And you call me out, 'cause I went digging for gold. And I came on with a hand full of gold. And now you see why ma exercises and lip trills and whatever sounds you've been practicing, and they're perfectly fine, perfectly handsome sounds to practice, right? They're just not the sounds that you need when you're singing real songs. Is it bright in the front or is it bright in the back? The best way to play around with this, sing an E or an A sound, and turn it into a. And feel out where each one of those sounds is actually ringing within the mouth. Is it bright in the front or is it bright in the back? Is it a front vowel or is it a back vowel? And then when you're singing songs and you're struggling with those words, say that very first line that I sang there, right? It's an A vowel, right? Say or right? You say that I'm low, right? Say you're struggling with that. You saw, and you're shouting and yelling, hang on, I've been practicing the hell out of this. Why can't I hit that sound? And again, we have a look at where it's pinging, where it's ringing, where it's treble. Then the way to manage this, if you actually raise the center of your tongue, instead of, center of your tongue, not the tip, not the back, the middle, kind of like an E. The middle's up, right? You say that I'm low, 'cause I slipped on the floor. And out in the woods. And you're starting to hear it now, right? You got to play around with this. You got to practice with it a little bit. But this is the missing link why vocal exercises have not been turning into real songs. You're not practicing the actual sounds that you need to sing in the song. You're practicing less than half the sounds that you actually need within a song. Let's recap on the system. Back of the head. The higher you go in range, that goes for any vowel, any register, any range, any style of singing, right? We need to either spread it if we're losing resonance, or we need to narrow it down if it's becoming too pressurized. And this is just a system that continues the higher you get in your range. It just goes over and over and over again. Do I need more resonance? Go wider. Is there too much pressure? Narrow it. Okay, we get our resonance back, we narrow it. And then we need to translate, right? We need to work out in a very, very simplified way. Is it a front vowel or is it a back vowel? Should it be bright in the front or should it be bright in the back? Again, practice A to work out that feeling in the front, or even E is easier. Turn it into A or R in the back and start feeling out the difference in your vowel sounds, and then go to a song and you're not going to be able to unhear this. You won't be able to unhear it, right? You won't be able to unfeel this. Unfeel, is that a word? You won't be able to stop feeling this or understand, oh man, this is why I've been going wrong with all the songs that I've been singing. I've been practicing this, but really this is what my favorite singers are singing. Now, getting your vowels wrong, getting the position, front and back vowels wrong, it's such a fundamental, basic part of what you should be learning as a singer, pretty much from day one, right? It's one of 12 vocal progress killers which are ultimately holding you back from your full potential as a singer. You can practice thousands of hours, do a million different vocal exercises, but if you don't know where the bright sound is, where the ping is within your vowel, you're never going to sing real songs better than you can sing them right now, right? It doesn't matter how great you get at vocal exercises, you're not going to get any better. So what I've done is create a cheat sheet, the 12 vocal progress killers cheat sheet, and there's a relating video that comes out for every single one of these 12 vocal progress killers, which is going to show you why. It's going to show you why you've been practicing the hell out of vocal exercises, but not getting better at any songs. I'm Keegan from Foundation Vocal Method. Make sure you hit this link right here to download your free 12 vocal progress skills cheat sheet. Yep, it's absolutely free. It comes out to your inbox, and there's a little welcome video there when you click on that link. And you add your details in there. I'm Keegan from Foundation Vocal Method. Make sure you subscribe as well. We're definitely going to talk soon.